Bro, Hollywood P reacts.
What's good, YouTube? It's your dude Hollywood P, back again for another video. Now, as always, folks, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also turn on your post notifications so that you stay up to date with all of my latest uploads. All right, guys, we're back once again, and today we do have a pretty loaded video. We're going to be discussing DDG, Halle Bailey, and Halo situation, along with Dub, Wendy Ortiz, and none other than India Love. Now, if you guys don't know, DDG did have his court date along with Halle Bailey about 3 days ago now, and a lot has happened. Of course, a lot of people were speculating that Halle Bailey did add some additional paperwork requesting that she get full custody of Halo, and DDG gets mandatory child support. Now, a lot of people are saying this is stemming from Funny Mike Streamer's prom, where DDG and India Love were having the time of their life because the paperwork was submitted on the same day. So people ask, do you think Halle Bailey watches DDG streams? Do she keep up with DDG? Of course she does. Of course she watches every move. I mean, because you gotta look at it. If she picks up her phone, it's no way to run from the entertainment. It's on her TikTok, it's on YouTube, like wherever if she's ever bored and just scrolling through her phone, you're gonna see DDG pop up. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna see him either booed up or playing around with India Love on stream. That's just what it is. Clips everywhere, tons of clips. Also, we're going to be discussing something that DDG said today, a few hours ago before I record this video, is that he's thinking about not doing any more content with Wendy, and not because he has an issue with Wendy, it's because his fan base does. Wendy's fan base, which is Woshin, and his fan base, DDG Squad, beef. They don't like each other. They go at each other's throats, you know, and he's tired of it. He's tired of getting harassed by Woshin, and she's tired of getting harassed by DDG Squad. You know, they hate them together. They don't like for them to be going out of town and out of the country and everything together. They hate those streams. So he's saying that he'd just rather just stop. You know what I mean? But it's nothing against her. It's just too much drama going on. Unnecessary drama. So you can kind of think that now things will be more of DDG and India Love type of content. It's the same way we see Jay Cinco with La La Baptiste mostly, you know, more than it used to be. So I think things are kind of changing on that side. Now, one thing that DDG is kind of sad about, and even went as far as pay $1,500 to DDG and Dub's mom, Mama DDG, to watch Woo Wop, so his brother could come to Paris with him, because he wants his brother around. You know, that's his family. He feels, you know, safe, I guess, when Dub's around, even though he has, you know, security and everything else. He just loves to have his brother around, and he wants to spend more time with him. But Dub has been pretty much ducking everything. You know, he doesn't really want to go out. They say all Dub does really is pretty much be in the house smoking hookah. He shoot his YouTube content, and he's just a homebody. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, Dub's getting older, and he's trying to calm down. He's got a girlfriend now. You know, they trying to like be more family oriented. And you gotta look at DDG was on the same path until, of course, the split, and now he's back outside. You know, he's back on his bachelor type of timing. Understandable. But I think that Dub really wants to give DDG his space, and he feels like maybe he's, you know, bringing in negative energy every time DDG's doing something, and he doesn't want to have his negative, you know, his negative aura come around DDG, and knowing that DDG has this custody battle, because he knows his brother is under a microscope, and anything that he does reflects on his brother. And he wants to see Halo as well. You know what I mean? So, and I think that's another reason why DDG really want him to come to Paris. You know, because if he goes to Paris, he's probably going to go to Italy, and then he'll be able to also see Halo. Of course, his mom was denied being the person to watch DDG or monitor him while he, you know, sees or visits Halo. So I think it's going to be some kind of either some person that maybe it's a mutual friend of Halle and DDG. I don't think it's going to be a court-appointed person, because they would have to leave the country, you know, to go to Italy. So it'll be somebody in like a neutral factor. Maybe it could be Chloe, you know, as I don't think DDG's beefing with Halle's sister. It's just got to be somebody there to monitor and to make sure he doesn't do any harm to Halo, which I don't think he will. I don't think there ever was an issue, you know what I mean? But of course, the media makes up certain things about how DDG is with Halo. I don't know. You know, I doubt that he wants to hurt his son, you know, but I guess it's just something that make him feel more like less of a father. You know, it's just something to put more on him. Also, we're going to be discussing DDG saying that he wants another baby by age 30. A lot of people are saying that the only woman that's in a line to really give DDG that, and it's kind of like in the clear, is India Love, which she's currently on stream now with a stuffed animal that DDG bought her at Six Flags, and they named the stuffed animal Moodia. You know, the DDG's nickname is Moo, and of course India Love's name is India, so Moodia. And I think that DDG is like, well, it's probably going to end up being India Love's going to be his next baby's mother. You know, at least that's what the internet thinks. And that wouldn't be a bad thing, you know, because I don't think, now, like I said, I don't know how it is if India gets upset at DDG and say they start messing with each other, would she turn into Halle Bailey and trying to keep him away from her son? I don't see that happening, because she grew up like really family oriented. Like, you know, her Morgan and Crystal, like they're so close. So I don't think she would stop DDG from seeing his child if that was to ever happen down the road. Because a lot of people saying, well, what if the same thing happens? I can't really see that happening, you know what I mean? But you never know. But he will, like I say, if that did get to that point, if they did get together and did have a baby, there would be some drama. There would be some toxicity brewing in the air for sure. And also, everybody keeps talking about what's the situation with Lala and Jay Senko and stuff like that. Well, Jay Senko is currently in Paris as well, along with DDG and Wizard Kelly. They're just out there having a good time. Of course, Wizard is banned from Twitch, so he can't really show his face, but allegedly he is there. So yeah, but what I'm thinking is eventually DDG and Halle Bailey will have to come to some type of understanding, because the birthdays of Halo, that's going to be where things get tricky, because it's like, well, some people that can't get along normally have separate birthday parties for their child. But as people get older and some of the like hate and all the, you know, all the hate in people's heart, you know, in that early stage of going through it, and they just eventually is like, yo, we doing this party together. It's cool. It's all love. You probably moved on. I've moved on. They'll both probably be in different relationships. Life goes on. Halo will probably be around 5 or 6 around this time. Right now, for the next couple of years, it's going to be pretty much a rocky road for DDG and Halle Bailey trying to come together. But eventually, something will happen. You know, something will happen and they'll get back cool, or at least cordial, because the family is not trying to really push Halle out. But it seems more, of course, Halle is trying to push DDG out right now. But it's going to change down the line. As Halo gets older and starts talking and asking for his dad and stuff like that, it'll be kind of like crazy for them not to be cool, because they're going to have to talk eventually. You know, when it comes to education, when it comes to this and that, about discussing stuff about Halo, they're not going to just be speaking through other people for the rest of their life until Halo's 18. You know what I'm saying? That's just not going to happen. Well, I'm going to end it there. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also turn on your post notifications. And as always, folks, as always, holla back at your boy. Peace.
Every second, every minute,